Okay, recording in progress. So Ralph Havens, Leslie Platner, and you may or may not know us. Hey, Leslie. So and we do something ahead of time before we do pretty much anything, whether we're going to help a client heal from physical stuff or the mental emotional stuff that's in the way of life. And we find that it's easier. In fact, it's pretty much vital for us to do it this way. And so what I invite you to do, whether you know us or not, is to just notice what you notice that's different after watching this video, if you watch it to the end. And what you can do is test real stuff, like test how you move, test how you walk, test how you feel. And then afterwards, test how the day goes. Are people treating you differently? Do you make more money? Is business working better? Are your clients calling you easier? Is a physical condition going away in somebody you love? So just notice what you notice and notice what's different. And if you test enough stuff, and then you watch this video with us, if you're watching it live or later, and then you test those same things again, you can notice how many of those things are different right away. Does your shoulder move from here to here? Or your back pain go away? Or somehow you feel taller? Or people are nicer to you? Just notice what you notice. I invite you to try it and share it if you like. And we're going to give you our one of the big things that we do ahead of time to make things happen. So Leslie, I've got stories, you've got stories. Anything you want to say about this idea that what we're going to show them and what we're going to do for people that are watching right now?
Yeah, so when I take the time to set up the space, and I kind of do it in the matrix energetics way, we're creating the magic circle for everything that we want, that we know and that we don't know, and anybody that we're working with, or any group or community or event, just to bring in the highest best and see if there's any blocks to it ahead of time. That to me always allows me to notice more synchronistic events, more freedom, more flow, more meeting the right person, people saying, oh, this happened or that happened, or my back pain isn't happening, or, I had a good talk with my mother-in-law, or whatever it might be. So yes, I do notice that setting up the space ahead of time is super helpful.
Yeah, so you can try it, and I encourage you really to try a range of motion. If there's something stiff, if there's a golf swing you want to try, or anything that you want to do. I'm watching a guy do something on this guy's house over there. It's interesting. So and just a quick story, maybe a quick story. Yeah, maybe not. Let's just set the space up and see what happens, and maybe we'll do a story about this in a bit. So so Leslie and I will do what we do. She may talk, I may talk, and you can just sit back and relax.
Yay!
And we'll tell you a bit more about this. Okay. And one of the things about this, just so you know, Leslie and I already did this ahead of time as well. And so I feel like it's done, and I might do a little bit more stuff. Leslie might be still working on stuff. I'll tell a couple stories maybe.
Before you tell your stories, I'll just say, I really feel an energetic field, like a morphic field, and I'm hearing a tone like we're tuning into the right frequency that would allow for change, or for a different vibration, energetic vibration.
Yeah,
So
and
it feels like a high energy.
yeah, and what you might do is just notice if your perspective on life has changed.
Yeah, or if you hear something on the radio, or you pick up a book, or somebody tells you something, or you have a dream, or just aha, I can look at it this way.
Yeah, or fears around time is running out, and how much if you're getting older, or any things around loneliness or belonging, or concerns of all sorts. See if it's any different, and see if the physical world changes as well.
I think when we do this, I mean, who knows what we're really doing,
right?
but it seems like we're opening to the possibilities. If all possibilities exist at once, why do we keep choosing the same one? You know, and seeing and going back to looking at the world in the same way and having the same experiences of abandonment or pain or worries or fears. Like, it seems like when we set up the space, we're opening to new possibilities for experiences that are different.
Yeah.
And for that, connecting to that grace that's always there.
Let me do a little something off screen that I tend to do. Maybe we'll see. It feels really good. Let me just see. Do we tell a story? Do we tell people more about this? Do we wherever you find this? I think what I'll do is I'll post a you know what I'll do? I'm going to post a an article I wrote years ago, 2014, I believe. And I had just moved to Bellingham, Washington from San Diego. And I was running with a running group. And one of the people was a teacher. And she said, hey, do you want to come do the science fair at my my school that I teach at? There's going to be thousands of people there. And the theme is, how do you use science in your work? And I thought, well, sure, I'm going to do that. And I thought, well, what am I going to do? You know, I'm a physical therapist. I do this energetic way of healing as well as other stuff in the physical world to help people heal. I thought, you know what? I'm going to use this matrix energetics way of healing, and I'm going to set the space up so by the time I show up, it's already done. And so what I did was I wrote an article, and I just, if you don't know how, if this doesn't make sense, that's okay. But I set it up, encoded it so that when anybody read this article, they would have a massive healing, a massive shift, and they would feel it. So I was sitting there at my table, and there was thousands of people there, and a bunch of people from the community talking about in their little booths about how science is used in their work. And I wrote an article about quantum physics and how this way of playing in this magical space can have a real effect. And I set it up so that when somebody read it, they would have a physical healing. So I had all these people, you know, coming to the table, and I was testing their range of motion and telling them, walk around, see how you feel. And then I would just hand them the piece of paper and they would read it. And then I said, okay, now retest everything. And they were different. All these high school kids were like, oh my God, I'm looser, I'm lighter, I'm taller. And so they were telling all their friends to come visit. And my table was just full of people doing this. And so I've got this article. So I'll post it in the comments, and you can try it and see what you notice. So Leslie and I just did something to help you, and to you can use this video over and over and over again, just knowing that, wow, this sets the space up so that by the time I show up, it's already done. And over and over and over again, Leslie and I have gotten the proof that this really works. And you know, I have story after story after story of one time I was talking in front of a group of 60 people at Pacific Beach Holistic Center, and days before I was it just kind of came to me like, oh my goodness, I'm going to have somebody in the back of the audience, and they're going to have this asymmetry in their skull, and I'm going to do my little Yoda technique, and then they're going to have an instant healing. And so I walked into the group, and there's 60 people waiting for me to present, and I see a guy in the University of Texas sweatshirt, and I was like, I just knew, it was like, that's the guy. And he sat right back where I had thought, I envisioned where the person would be. And I had him check the asymmetry of his skull, and he felt it. And then I had the person on the left and right check it, and they felt it. And then I did my little Yoda technique. And then I had them right away check it again, and it wasn't asymmetrical anymore. And everybody's neck was looser. And so then it was like, okay, what the heck just happened? And we played for 2 hours, and there was lots of healing. And the key is I did the session, I set it up so that by the time I showed up, it was already done, and it was playtime. And we still do stuff like Leslie and I during the actual sessions, yet on a deeper level, it is already done. It's kind of goes with the Bible. By the time you've asked, I've answered, and with the quantum physics experiments of all sorts that say that there's already the information is already there. It's already taking place. The big quantum physics experiment that was done many years ago, where they took people and hooked them up to electrodes, and then the computer randomly picked horrific images to feel, and they could see the person's body react. And then they picked really nice, sweet images, flowers and fields and people in love. And then they saw the electrodes pick up the information from the person. And then what they started to see was, before the computer randomly picked the next image, the person's body was already responding appropriately. So something in the air, in the system, in the space, already knew what a computer was going to randomly pick next. And so this technology is plays in that way. So we just did something for you, with you, and we'll leave links below, because we do this every day in our group, Atomic Success Secrets. You can look at it there. We do this once a month in our Miracles Magic session. So if you are interested in this sort of way of playing and need a little help so that life flows better, let us know. You can contact us, and we'll put links below. So Leslie, thank you for being here. Anything else you want to tell people?
I was going to add that once you watch this once, or even if you haven't watched it, you can connect to it. You don't have to watch it over and over again. You can just say, okay, I want to connect to that morphic field that was created in that video. And it'll be with you. It'll help you to remember and set up the space and get that feeling.
Yeah.
And thank you, Ralph, for doing this and letting us all join you. And I'm so happy I met you.
Me too. I'm so happy I met you too.
Funny things.
Yeah, so awesome. Okay, so share this with a lot of people. Whoever needs help with healing, just test it for yourself and let us know what changes. So all right, I'm gonna I'll see you in a second, Leslie. I'm gonna click everything else off.
Okay.
Let's see, stop recording.